Hey guys, so I'm back. I know it's been quite a long time, but I've just been really busy with work. I just started a new job, like you guys know if you follow me on our daily vlog channel, which is always linked down below. I started a new full-time job, so it's been taking a lot out of me and trying to get used to going back into full-time hours, 40 hours a week of work. So I hope you guys understand, but I do vlog majority of every day and I put it into one big vlog. So if you don't have a video here, you can always just check out my vlog channel. But I just do videos here more on videos that I get requested for, and today I'm going to film a couple of videos. This is my first video I'm filming and it is the first tag. Again, I did not read any of the questions yet, so let's just get started and see what my first was for everything. And yes, by the way, I am wearing contacts. The first question is your first tweet. And I've been having trouble, like I know how to get my first tweet because you have to ask for your archive and such. But for some reason, Twitter was not sending it to my email. Don't know why, but I do remember, I think I remember it. It's the typical like, oh, finally got Twitter, so-and-so made me get Twitter, and you at your friend that forced you to get Twitter. I think that was my very first tweet, which is quite a while ago. I got it in, when did I get it? I got it July of 2011. So it's been basically 2 years now since I've had my Twitter. Holy. And I have about 6,000 tweets, which isn't a lot, but that means I've tweeted like every single day. At least 5 times, 3 or 5 times a day for 2 years straight. Like, when you think of that, that's a lot of tweeting. Second is my first YouTube video. My first ever YouTube video was like 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, and it was the boyfriend tag. It is still up. I feel like I was a bimbo in that video. I sound so stupid. We've only been dating for like a month, 2 months at that point when I videotaped that video, but it was such bad quality. We both sounded so stupid, but I kept it up there just because it's memories and there's a lot of views, so a lot of people still watch it, so I just kept it up there. And it is still up. It's on my main channel, so if you want to go check, just go to my very first video, and that's what it is. The first person I subscribed to on YouTube. Oh boy. I feel like the very first person I subscribed to on YouTube was like, I don't even remember her YouTube name, but it was a beauty guru, I guess, and she's from Ireland, and starts with a P, but she did a lot of eye makeup, and I was kind of interested in eye makeup because I didn't have any friends that wore it, I didn't wear it, and I didn't even know what to do or how to put it on or anything. So I watched her quite a bit, and I guess that was my very first. I don't remember her YouTube name now. I don't watch her now, but I remember like wanting to go home to go watch her because she used to put out videos like almost every day of like a different tutorial. It was cool. First profile picture on Facebook. I don't think I remember. It was probably one of the typical pictures of just like that, because I got my Facebook in like 2007. So it's been 5 years since I've had Facebook. Yeah, 5 years since I've had I used to do a lot of this. I don't know why, but I used to do that a lot. Do you still talk to your first love? No. I talked to him for a while after we broke up, for like a year or so after we broke up. A year and a half maybe after we broke up. But after I got with Cody, I decided, you know what, like I know this is the person I want to be with the rest of my life. I have to let go of everyone in my past and not talk to anyone, because if you know, first love sometimes can be pushy and they still have feelings for you and such, so, and I don't want that to ruin my relationship with Cody at all. So I decided it was my due diligence to stop talking to him. So I told him the reason why I couldn't talk to him anymore, and he had a girlfriend as well, so he was obviously fine with it because he had the girlfriend. And so we both just decided to stop talking to each other. And I didn't talk to him and he didn't talk to me because we liked each other. We just kind of we were always really, what's the word? In tune with each other's lives. Like, we would talk to each other as if we were like really close friends about problems and things with friends and stuff like that, and boy problem, girl problems. But I decided that it was best for us to stop talking because I wanted to go forth with my relationship with Cody and make sure nothing would ruin the relationship I had with Cody. So what was your first alcoholic drink? I think my first alcoholic drink was when I was 15. I know I was underage, and I had one of those Vex or Smirnoffs, or those cooler drinks, the girly drinks that are only like 5 or 7% alcohol. I think that was my first ever drink. My first job was working at Garage. It is a clothing store. I just applied and I basically got the job. My cousin worked with me at the time. No one really knew because we're not allowed to work with family, but we both worked together and it was super fun, and I actually really enjoyed my time being there. I wasn't there for a really long time because I moved to a different job, but I actually really liked it, and I liked the people that I worked with, and it was really cool being with teenagers basically all the same age as you. My very first car. Actually, my first car is the car that I just bought recently. It is a Kia Soul, a 2.0, or a 2U, whatever they're called. That's my very first car. I just got my license. If you guys didn't know that, I got it in June. Yes, I am really late, and that's because I was terrified. But because of getting a job, the full-time jobs, I had to get my license. So I sucked it up and got my license, and I got my car, and it's my baby, and I love it. Who was the first person to text you today? That was Cody. He always says good morning to me. Even after he leaves for work, I sleep for another like 40 minutes, and then I get up, I'll text him good morning to tell him that I'm up, and then he'll text me good morning and have a great day and all that sweet little messages, things that boyfriends do. Who was the first person that I thought of this morning? It definitely was Cody. I always wake up thinking, oh, I need to text Cody to tell him that I'm awake so we can start talking. And usually he calls me right after that and on my way to work. So Cody's the first person I thought of. Who was your first grade 1 teacher? My grade 1 teacher was Miss Batafora. I remember her because she used to have these little stuffed animals, these little dogs that would sit on her desk, and there was 3 of them. And we weren't allowed to touch them because it was like her little pack, she would call it. I don't know why, but I just thought it was the cutest little thing that she had those there. And I actually really liked her as a teacher. Where did you go on your first plane ride? So on my first plane ride, I went to Portugal. I came here when I was 4, and when I was in grade 6, I think you're like 11? Yeah, I think you're 11, 10 or 11. I finally went back to Portugal because I finally got my citizenship here. Like, I became a Canadian citizen, so that's when we were allowed to travel. So I didn't see any of my family for about 6 years, and then I finally went back in grade 6, and that was my first plane ride, and I absolutely fell in love with riding on planes. I love plane rides. Who was your first best friend, and do you still talk? I think my first best friend was Elizabeth and Charlene and Rachel. They were my best friends from grade 1 up until like ever. We don't really talk now. We used to talk all the time, like until grade 10 or so. We used to talk all the time, and we do New Year's every single year together and stuff. But we just grew apart. I still see them, and I don't see them actually. I lied. I still have them on Facebook. That's how I see them. And I saw them on Twitter and Instagram and stuff, so we sometimes talk, but not like we used to. Where was your first sleepover? My first sleepover was probably at my cousin's house. We're the same age, so I most likely slept over at her house first. I wasn't allowed to sleep over until I was like in high school. My mom just didn't let me sleep over people's houses, but I was allowed to sleep over at my cousin's house whenever I wanted, and her mom was the exact same way. So we would just always have sleepovers because we're the only people we were allowed to sleep over with. What's the first thing you did this morning? I woke up, got dressed in my work uniform, went down and ate breakfast. What was your first concert that you went to? It was actually my first and my only concert. I went to the Bruno Mars concert in grade 12 for my birthday. First broken bone? None. 0. I've never broken a bone. First piercing. My first piercing was my ears. My mom got it when I was like a baby, so I don't even know if it hurt or anything. I don't remember it, but thank God she got it when I was a baby because I pretty much probably would have cried. First foreign country you went to. when I heard this question, I thought of Portugal, but it's not really foreign. I mean, like, it's foreign to here, to Canada, but it's not foreign to me. So besides Portugal, Jamaica, we went on a vacation to Jamaica in October, so the October that just passed. So that's probably, I would consider, my first foreign country that I've been to. First movie you remember seeing? Gosh. Honestly, the first movie that I can recall, I feel like I was maybe like 8 or 10 when The Lord of the Rings came out. I think that's how old I was. My brother really wanted to go see it, so my mom took us both to go see Lord of the Rings. I don't know what she was thinking. I was like 8 or something. So it was the first one ever that came out, and I cried. I was scared of all the monsters and stuff. I completely cried, so my mom had to take me out of the theater, and we had to wait for my brother outside of the theater. What was your very first detention? I think my very first detention was in high school. About grade 11, I was late a couple times. The way my school worked, if you were late, I think it was 10 times throughout one semester, you would get a 10-minute detention before school, so that's what I got. I was late. I used to be late quite a bit. I don't know why. I just usually was late. It was usually because of the buses. They were just always late getting to school, but that was my very first detention. Who was your very first roommate? I guess I would consider Cody my roommate because we lived together. Other than that, I haven't had a roommate. So, Cody. If you had one wish, what would it be? That's not really a first question, but if I had one wish, what would it be? It would be to be able to comfortably, financially, get engaged and have a kid and have a house in, well, not have a kid, but hopefully trying to have a kid and have a house within these next 2 years, hopefully 1.5 to 2 years, have basically most likely engaged and a house already, and then trying for a baby. And I want to be financially stable for all of those things. What was the first sports that you were involved in? So I was involved, I think my very first sport would be, the swimming counts. I did swimming from when I was a kid. Then I did in grade 7 and grade 8, I did basketball, and I also did volleyball. So I guess those would be my very first sports. What's the very first thing I do when I get home? I pee. It's very important. I pee, or I automatically open my computer and get it running and get YouTube started so I can watch some YouTube videos before dinner. Lastly, when was my first kiss? Actually, my very first kiss was in grade 10. Well, it was the summer of grade 9 going to grade 10, so you can say either one, but I was basically grade 10. I was, well, how old was I? I was 14. Yeah, I was 14 when I had my very first kiss, and I was actually dating the guy before we actually kissed. We started dating, and within like a couple minutes we kissed, so that was my very first kiss. Okay, so that was my first tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Some of the questions are kind of hard to answer when you don't read the questions beforehand. You have to like think on the spot. But I had fun actually answering this, and now I'm going to film another video, so stay tuned for that video as well. It's going to be about birth control and everything involved with that, because I know a lot of people wanted to know and know that I am on birth control. So I'm going to film that next, and I'll see you guys in my next video. And don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Mwah.